Hey guys, welcome. This is it's Thursday, October 29th, and I wanted to do something a little different tonight for our team call. I wanted to kind of do a live um, power half hour. So we may not be talking the whole time. If you have questions for me, I want you guys to unmute yourself. You should be able to do that and ask, or use the chat box so we don't get all the white noise. Okay, so please use the chat box and I'll answer questions as we go along. I just posted, if you guys have your internet open, I just posted some ideas for power hours in the team page. So some ideas I posted are to be consistent, okay? And these are just a few things you guys can do in that that half hour. Sometimes you may be doing 15-minute increments. It just kind of depends on your time management and if you work full-time or part-time or no time or whatever you decide to do in terms of your power hours. I also want to reiterate that it really does not matter if you do your power hour at 4 a.m., at 12 p.m. or at 11 p.m. It really doesn't matter, because even if you respond to people's messages at an off time, or like, it's okay. People don't expect immediate responses. I think too often in this business we get caught up in the fact that we need to like respond right away, or they might go find someone else, and they might, but really, like, it's okay not to respond right away. So if you decide that your working hours are between 6 and 7 in the morning, like, that's when I work, which is why I'm yawning right now, because I'm ready for bed. It's okay to do that. And like, I work really well in the morning, and so you guys see me post a lot in the morning, right? I do a lot of like my training posts go up in the morning. That's when I do a lot of my work, and then I come back around. I will post a few times throughout the day, but really, like, that's my busy time. And sometimes I get messages. Sometimes I'll respond if I'm able to do it quickly from my phone, depending on where I am. But more times than not, I try to keep it to where responding when I'm not doing whatever I'm doing. Because at the end of the day, like, you have to have whatever is important to you at the moment. I mean, if I'm working in preschool with my daughter, like, that's important right then, you know, and the messages can wait. So don't feel like you need to respond just because people are messaging you. You can wait until whatever time you decide works for your schedule, okay? And if you respond to 2 messages and then your lunch hour is up, that's okay too, and you can get back and respond to the rest later. So just this list, adding people to your network. So 2 to 3 people per day. And this is something I want you guys to do right now since we're live on Zoom. So what that means is I want you guys to go to your Facebook page, and this is just one idea. I think I showed you this, but I can't remember, so I'm sorry if I don't. You're going to go to your Facebook page right now. Go to your Facebook, and I want you to search for somebody in your search tool, someone that you enjoy talking to. So it may be one of your friends, it may be a coworker, it may be a Beachbody coach. I hope it's not a Beachbody coach, only because, like, after a while we all know the same people, right? So but look, maybe it's a mom friend, maybe it's a family member. When I do this, I actually look for past colleagues that I haven't or classmates that I maybe haven't talked to in a while, because I'm going to reach newer people that way. So I look for, like, my old coworkers when I was working in social work and at the gyms and stuff like that. Search for them, find them. So do that right now. So go to your search tool and find somebody that you enjoy talking to. So I'm going to look for, I'm looking for somebody that I worked with back a long time ago. And then what I want you guys to do, so did you guys all search for somebody and find them? Okay, now you're on their profile and you look a stalker, right? So now I want you to go to their friends tab. Okay, you guys on their friends tab? And then you'll see at the top, it says all friends, mutual friends, recently added, currently hometown, more, right? Click on, hover over more, and then you'll see the people you may know. Yes? Click on people you may know. Okay? See that? So then you get this all these people that, and it'll say like 4 mutual friends, 3 mutual friends, 5 mutual, whatever you guys have in common. Now, what I want you to guys do is take a few minutes. I'm gonna stop talking, and I want you to kind of look at these people. Make sure the mutual friends that you have in common are not a bunch of Beachbody coaches. If they're a bunch of Beachbody coaches, then I don't want you to friend request them, because that's kind of weird, right? So, because it's not going to help you. But look for people that you're like, oh, like that might be somebody that I may want to connect with. And Carly, what we're doing right now is I'm having everybody, we're looking over like ideas we can do for power hours, right? Whatever that may be during your day. And the first thing we're having us do is we're trying to find 2 to 3 new people to connect with every single day. And the first thing we're doing is I told them to go to their Facebook search tab and search for somebody they maybe haven't spoken to. Maybe it's somebody they talk to a lot, but somebody that they like talking with, somebody they relate to, they think is funny, they have conversations with. Search for them. Preferably not another Beachbody coach, only because like we're trying to search for people outside of the Beachbody coach network, right? So I looked for a girl. I searched for a girl that I talk back with here and there, but I worked with her a long time ago. So I searched for her, and then what we do then, you're on their page. You're going to click on their friends tab, and then you're going to click on. You're going to click over. What was it? Forget. More. Hover over more, and then people you may know. Does it make sense? So you're going to get a lot of people that you don't know, but you might know them. Now, if it's somebody, a name you recognize, that would be a person to send a friend request to. Okay, I'm going to look at, so I found another person here that looks like I probably worked with her because I recognize the mutual friends. They're not Beachbody coaches, so I'm going to send her a friend request. I'm doing that right now. So if you guys are doing this, please do this right now. That's part of the point of the live power hour. So, and it was actually funny, Carly, because you're on here. The girl that I selected, we were actually mutual friends of. Such a small world, I swear. So, because it's not like I was like, oh look, Carly's on there. But I'm not searching. I'm already Facebook friends with her, but I'm under her friends list. So I'm looking for people that I may know, and I'm gonna friend request them. And you know, this becomes easier, and I literally just look for 2 to 3. You don't have to friend request all of them. Now, before you ask me, some of these people are going to be like, why the heck is this random person friend requesting me, right? And some people are not going to accept your friend request, and that is totally fine. Most people, like myself, I see a bunch of mutual friends, I go ahead and accept them because, like, why not? Like, we obviously have a lot in common, right? Now, here's somebody on this list of mine. We have 45 mutual friends. 45. Now, when I hover over it, you guys, you know who's on that list? Tracy Warren, Meredith Mercer, Jamie Parsons, Angie Barnes, Laura Smith, Stephanie Osborne. Guess what? Those are all Beachbody coaches. I love them. They're all great. But I don't need to connect with her on social media and like go back and forth about Shakeology. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not going to send her one. No, nothing personal. I mean, maybe we'll connect for other reasons, but it's just not going to do me any good right now. So I'm looking for 2 to 3 that, look, Carly, here you show up again. That's so funny. All right, so I found 3, and Carly's not one of these girls. So, and that you're going to have that happen. I have lived in Indianapolis my whole life, and I graduated from North Central High School, and I went to Purdue, so I've lived in Indiana. So literally after a while, like, it's all a big circle, and like we all know each other. So, and I've worked in fitness, and I mean, literally look at all the fields I've worked in: fitness, photography, and social work. So I feel like I know like everybody. So I added my 3. Did you guys find a few to add? Okay, so that is one thing that you should do every day. It takes 2 seconds. You guys can do that in your power hour. Now, what are you going to do with these 3 people that you've added to your friends list? Now, I always think I've told you this before. When they start popping up in your news feed, you're gonna like a post. Don't just like everything. I mean, make sure it's something you like. Like if they post a really cool quote or they post something funny, then like it. If they ask a question and you actually can answer them and give them like solid, non-debating, no debate on Facebook, then you can do that. So you're going to like it, you're going to comment, and you're going to ask a question. And the reason I say ask a question is because that's how we get to know people better, right? So I got to know both Marlene and Lisa, who are on this call tonight too, through the power of the internet. And if it weren't for internet and social media and forums and whatnot, we wouldn't know each other. And we got to know each other because we commented and we showed support, right, and empathy, and like even though we were through a computer screen, we got to know each other pretty well. So that's what that's for, because social media can be a really irritating thing, and there are days I just want to like turn off all my accounts and just use the phone and in person because it gets frustrating for me. But at the same time, it is a very powerful tool when we're in this kind of work because we can connect with so many more people without leaving our house. So we did that. All right. Next, something else you can do every day: return messages. So if you guys have any messages sitting in your Facebook inbox right now that are businessy related, so if they're any sort of businessy related, I want you guys to go ahead and take the time right now on this live hour to return those messages. I don't have any currently because I've returned all mine, I think. Lisa has one. Lisa, I didn't get that thing printed off for you. I'm sorry. It's been a crazy day. But mostly I think I responded to most everything. So if you have any outgoing, make sure you're doing that in those power hours, returning messages for sure. If you guys have not shared twice today on your social media platform about something, it doesn't always have to. I don't want you guys to always think that your posts need to be about Beachbody or fitness or Shakeology, because they don't. But make sure you're posting twice a day about something, like something about you. I want it to be 80% about you and 20% about businessy stuff, because people follow you because they want to get to know you. People don't follow me and talk to me on Facebook because I talk about Beachbody. I get more comments on stuff when I post funny things that Madeline does throughout the day, and things about my dog and things about the fact that, random stuff about my life. I try to keep it lighthearted when I can, but I'm a pretty open book. You guys know me really well, really. But 80% you, 20% business. But post at least twice a day. If you guys have not posted at least twice a day, make sure you are thinking about right now what you're going to post when we're done if you aren't doing it right now, okay? Because that's really important. You need to do it every single day. I always usually post first thing in the morning, like right after I work out, because I sit down and I'm eating and I can post something, or I do it from my phone if I create a graphic, whatever. And then I usually try to post something again in the evening. Sometimes my evenings are really crazy because if I'm at the studio and I teach, it's late when I get home, and my kids, it's just a little chaotic. So sometimes I post a little bit before. It just kind of depends. I do like doing morning and evening because I tend to get more interaction that way on my posts, because more people are online that way. But generally I'm posting more than twice a day because I'll post something about Madeline and her craziness. So I generally do that. So if you haven't done that, make sure each day, and this is basic, you guys all know this, I tell this to you every single day, that when you end your day, every day, make sure you've talked to at least 2 to 3 people about your challenges or Shakeology or the 21-day fix or Hammer and Chisel, something related. It doesn't even need to be specifically like, hey, you want to join my challenge group? Just something, 2 to 3 people every single day. If you haven't done that yet today, it's time, okay? I talked to somebody today at preschool, and it was so random. She was like, I was a helper in the preschool today, and the other mom I was helping with was like, so I saw you were a Beachbody coach. I mean, this happens, you guys. They're just going to like, after a while, people just start bringing it up to you. And I was like, yeah, me and everybody else. And I kind of joke because if you keep it lighthearted, then people know that you're not like weird and like going to go, do you want to try? Do you want to try? Do you want some Shakeology? Like, I'm not going to do that, right? So I was like, yeah, you know. And she's like, so I'm really kind of curious. And she started just asking me 100 questions. So that happened very naturally. I didn't bring it up. I was cleaning out paint trays, right? I mean, literally. So sometimes it's simply because I'm wearing my Insanity Max jacket I have. Somebody will ask me, oh, you do that? That's hard, because it is, right? But I mean, that's why I wear that stuff. That's why I get out of the house and I'm doing things. So, you know, talk to people every day. It can be on social media. It doesn't have to be, because sometimes those in-person interactions, like Carly and I met in person, that means a lot more than, you know, online sometimes. So I have very good back and forth. When I see somebody in person and I've talked to them in person, I would say like 99% success rate with getting people on board, because it's personal and it doesn't feel icky. So 2 to 3 people every day. If you haven't done that yet today, then you're probably going to be doing it social media wise. And everything else, you guys, if you guys have any follow-ups to do tonight, if you have that sheet I posted earlier with the power of threes, it's nothing brain like, oh, this is brand new. But if you follow that power of three, that 3 invites, the 3 follow-ups, the 3 business talks, it will work. Now, I will admit to you that I don't always do 333 every single day. There's my confession, okay? I always add 2 to 3 new people to my network every day, like we just did, because that's easy, right? You can do that in like 5 minutes. I always reach out to 3 people every day, somehow. And I always send 3 follow-ups. And sometimes the follow-ups, I'm like digging deep. Like, I'm like, who do I need to follow up with? I don't have 3 people to follow up with. And if I don't have 3 people to follow up with, then at that new people that I haven't already like bugged, then at that point, I'm going back around and I'm going to check in with people like my current challengers. I'm going to say, hey, how are you feeling? Send them a personal message outside the group. How are you feeling? How's your, you know, what do you want to do for the next couple months as we go into the holidays? Like that report that I showed you guys how to do last week or earlier this week. I did that and that helped me a lot. I'm at Success Club 7 now because I did that. So I ran that report. I emailed all those people that have purchased the 21-day fix with me in the past, and I followed up with them individually, and it does make a difference. And I got responses from that. Somebody's pregnant. I didn't even know she was pregnant because, you know, I don't talk to her. And so she's like, I'm on bed rest, and so I can't work out. But then she was like, she's like, she even said, once I'm off bed rest and cleared, I want to get back into it. So, I mean, I'm going to put her on my list to follow up with her. It'll be several months from now. That's totally okay. But I don't want to forget her, right? So I'm putting her on my little list. I'll follow up with her in several months, and now I know she's having a baby, so I'll keep an eye out for those baby photos so I can comment, like, and question, you know, but that's how you are going to stay in touch with them. So I don't always do, I am personally, my weakness is talking about the business. I am not great at it. I could be better at it. Some people are so good at it, and I'm not. My most natural approach is following up with your challengers and then talking to them about the discount opportunity, and then the fact that they can get their Shakeology paid for, because they can pretty easily. And that's a real or natural conversation. So that I try to do that every day. At least find 1 or 2 people that I can talk to about that. But you can go about that in a lot of different ways. You can invite 3 people every day to join a business opportunity call like I can do with you, or we can do a sneak peek. When we try to do that, nobody had anybody, but we can always do that. We always have those ready to go. So think about every day, 333, power of 3. It really is, it's simple and it's easy. And if you use that sheet I posted, I think you guys will like it. And you can even plan out ahead. Okay, Monday I'm going to follow up with these 3 people. Tuesday I'm going to follow up, and that way it seems a little bit more like strategic for you. You also, if you want to take Sundays off and don't do any Beachbody, girls, shut that computer down. I do not care. Okay, we all deserve a day off, and that is totally okay. Your business is your business. So if you work Monday through Friday, 20 hours a week, have fun. If you work, do whatever you need to do. If you can only work in like sections here, that's okay. Everybody's got different schedules. So there is no right or wrong. You just got to do what works for you. And then the only other thing I want to remind you guys of is that in these power hours or power half hours, part of that is you. So part of that is your journey. So getting up and working, or whenever you're going to get your workout in, whenever you're going to drink your Shakeology. And the number one that always goes away that people skip is personal development. Everybody skips it because it's an easy one to skip, right? We all obviously are committed to Shakeology and working out at this point, but it's really easy to skip that personal development. So I'm going to reiterate that, because every time that I've felt down or kind of slumpy or kind of like demotivated or like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore, it all comes back to personal development. So find a book, an audio, whatever you connect with. It can be a million different things. And take time every day. It only has to be 10 minutes. It can be a lot more than 10 minutes. That's up to you, but make that time part of your day. There's a big thing out there called the Millionaire Morning or Miracle Morning. And he talks about how people who get up at 5 a.m. every day and make that part of that 5 a.m. time are so much more successful and happy in whatever they do in their lives. And successful and happy doesn't mean making $1 million, right? It means something different to everybody. And so, like for me, I don't know that I would be happy being a millionaire, because it's a responsibility, right? So, but everybody's got different things that make them happy. So, but that Miracle Morning, if you're not a big morning person, I totally get it. I am kind of a morning person, but doing that first thing, I will say, it starts you off right. You get up, I like to get my workout in like right away, because otherwise I think about all these other things I can do instead, and it won't happen. So I do it first, and then I go into the other stuff. But find that time. Sometimes I'm going to do it in the car. Like I'm going to listen in the car, especially since when I have to work and I have a 40-minute drive, I'm going to listen to it in the car. But it gets done. Okay, so find that time. Your 3 vital behaviors cannot be skipped unless you're sick, and then you get permission of mine not to work out. Then that's okay. So was this helpful to kind of go through this again on little things you can do in your power hours, guys? If you have questions on how to do any of this stuff, or any other questions on what I may do during my power hours, there's this chat box. Again, I want to just remind you guys, it can be any time during the day. It doesn't matter if it's 4 a.m., if you work nights and it's the middle of the night. I don't care. It really just matters on what works for you. And just remember, not everybody is on Facebook or email at like the same times. So, I have messaged you guys, and then you may not respond until next day, and that's okay, right? So just remember that if somebody messages you at 11:30 at night from their cell phone when they're in bed, most likely, right? They're probably on their phone like this in bed scrolling, and they saw your like cool photo that you posted. So then they're like, oh, I'm going to message and ask about how much does this cost, right? You do not need to respond right away. So if you see that vibrates and you're just like getting ready to go to sleep, leave your phone away, put it away, respond when you want to. Okay, it's fine. Have I done a free eating cleaning book? I have. And some of them have been awesome, Carly. She asked if we've done free groups. And one thing that I have done, and Lisa Barnes who's on our team, she does one of these every single month, and it is hugely successful for her. I think if you search the files tab, I have a call that she did specifically on how she runs her clean eating groups. If you want to go to the files tab on Team Spark, I do think that I know I posted a call with her. Let me see if I can find it for you. It should be under Team Spark training call recordings. And then it'll say, where are you? Here we go. Make your free groups build. All right, so I'm going to see if I can copy and paste this on here for you, Carly. That is the video. It's a half hour, but she gives a lot of her tips on how she did it. Some people do completely free. And when they're completely free and you give like a free menu for 5 days, right? And it's like, usually people will just give like links to 5 clean meals or something like that. Or maybe it's fixed meals that you've made. And then they'll give some clean eating guidelines, like drink plenty of water, move 30 minutes a day, try, just some like little tips. And then they check in every day, kind of like they would in a challenge group. And then some of the free ones, completely free, get really big. Like on one of them, we seriously had like 200 people. It was like, because we opened it up to the entire Team Spark, and it got a little ridiculously big, and it was hard to follow up with all those people. I've also done them in the past where I just did them for myself, and that was a little easier because it was smaller and I was able to keep track of everybody. And that's what Lisa does now, and she likes that. I've had themes. So like you could do a theme one where you do like Thanksgiving, whatever. Crock pot ones are really, people love the crock pot clean meals, clean eating groups or whatever, because it's for busy families. So if you can think of like theme stuff, people really like that. And then usually what I do is you can buy 5 packets of Shakeology for $25. So like if you have packets at home, you would sell those to your group members. And that way they're having that Shakeology every day too as part of that group. We have done it as like it's optional. So they can still be in the group and not do the Shakeology. Lisa, I know for a fact, makes it mandatory. So for her groups, like for her little free groups, it's $25 to join in. And the reason she does that is because they're investing something. It's not a lot, but they're investing something so that they're actually going to stay committed. Does that make sense? I've had a lot of people go through those free groups and they just like take the free recipes and that's it. That's all I ever hear. They're like, thanks for the recipes. See you later. It happens, and I don't take it personally. But obviously your goal is to build that relationship with people, those clean in those free groups, and be able to get something later. Erin Young has told me before that it takes, I can't remember what she said, like, it can be 3 to 6 months to reap the benefits of that free group because it's free. So people get used to free. They're like, yay, free. I like free. Who doesn't like free, right? But they're going to gradually become a coach or a loyal customer, but you kind of have to like plant the seeds and then water the seeds and then, give the seeds some Miracle-Gro, does that make sense? So, it just kind of depends. Some people are like, well, let's do it. Let's do the next challenge group. It's going to depend on the people that are in your group. But there are a lot of ways that you can do the free groups. I do recommend doing them. I haven't done one in a little while personally, just because I haven't had time to create a new one, and I got kind of burnt out on them. We did a lot of them for a while. I did one that had nothing to do with clean eating. Like I did one on time management. Because I get asked a lot about that because I have like 5 jobs. So I did one on time management, and I had a lot of people that were in there, and that was just, it's just a good way to build that, those relationships. So I do think they're a good idea. Check out that link I posted from Lisa, and she's like awesome at her free groups. And she literally has gone so many times from having SC0 up until like now, up until like October 30th, and then literally before the end of the month we'll be at SC10 because of her free group, because she's so good at following up with that. So if you haven't done one and you've been struggling, Marlene, this might be a good idea for you too, because I know you've reached out to a lot of people and heard a lot of no's. So this might be a way to kind of get in there and do something like free so that they're not feeling that pressure of paying for something. You guys can pair up and do it together. It's always really good. I'm willing to pop in on one too if you guys need some help. I've got several menus already kind of created. I can throw at you too. Nothing mind breaking. I am not a great cook, but I am really good at like looking up recipes on Pinterest. So my cooking skills, I've gotten a little bit better, but I like easy. So hope that was helpful. Just remember that whenever your power hours happen, that they happen. And hopefully during this 30 minutes, you guys at least did something. Yes? You added 3 people to your network. I know you did that. And if you're not following up, if you have messages to respond to, follow-ups to do them now. If you haven't posted twice today yet, do it now. And personal development tomorrow if you haven't done it, okay? All right, guys, I'm going to hang up because the call's going to cut us off here. So any other questions before it zings out? You guys good? I need to go get ready for bed. I got to get up early. Carly, there's no class in the morning. I don't know if Eric messaged you. He's sick. He's been sick all day. You don't want to be around him. Neither do I. So work out at home in the morning, and I will see you guys tomorrow, okay? Bye.